Every single day, people lie to themselves. They say, I'll do it tomorrow. It's a comforting thought, isn't it? Tomorrow is not guaranteed. You've been sold a lie that there's always more time, but the reality is harsh and unyielding. Every second you wait is a second you'll never get back. Every opportunity you pass up today might never come again. Right now, as you're reading this, someone else is taking the action you've been delaying. They're doing the work. They're building the life you're only dreaming about. And if you're not careful, they're going to take everything you want simply because they didn't wait. So ask yourself, what are you waiting for? What's stopping you from starting right now? The excuses you've been holding on to, they're not real. The fear you've let control you, it's an illusion. Today is the only day you have. This moment is the only moment you own. And if you waste it, you might never get another chance. It's time to stop dreaming about what could be and start creating what will be. The future doesn't belong to the idle. It belongs to the bold. It belongs to those who understand that there is no tomorrow. There is only today, only now, and only the choice to act. Think about how many times you've said, I'll start tomorrow. Maybe it was about getting in shape, starting a business, writing that book, or making amends with someone you care about. You convinced yourself that tomorrow would be different. You told yourself you'd wake up feeling motivated, ready to tackle everything you've been putting off. But what happened when tomorrow came? Did you start? Or did you find another excuse to delay? The truth is, tomorrow is a mirage. It's a comforting illusion that lets you avoid responsibility for today. And the more you buy into it, the further you drift from the life you want. Every day you wait, you're training yourself to accept mediocrity. You're teaching your mind that it's okay to settle, to push things off, to live in a perpetual state of hesitation. And the more you do this, the harder it becomes to break free. Procrastination is not a harmless habit, it's a disease. It eats away at your potential, one moment at a time, until there's nothing left. The most dangerous word in the world isn't failure, it's tomorrow. Because tomorrow is where dreams go to die. Tomorrow is the graveyard of opportunities you were too scared to take. Don't let your dreams become casualties of your inaction. Don't let the lie of tomorrow steal your future. Be honest with yourself. Why haven't you started? What's holding you back? Maybe you're waiting for the perfect moment. You think you'll act when the timing is right, when you have more resources, when you feel more confident. But here's the reality. The perfect moment doesn't exist. Conditions will never be ideal. There will always be obstacles, doubts, and challenges. If you're waiting for the stars to align, you're going to be waiting forever. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who act. It comes to those who decide that their dreams are worth more than their excuses. Stop waiting for permission to start. Stop waiting for someone to come along and tell you it's okay to chase your goals. No one is going to hand you the life you want. You have to take it. You have to fight for it. And the fight starts today. Every day you delay, you're paying a price. And that price is steep. It's the opportunities you'll never get back. It's the relationships you'll never build. It's the skills you'll never develop. Time is the most precious resource you have. And once it's gone forever. Imagine looking back on your life and realizing that you spent most of it waiting for the right moment.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to this strategic partnership meeting. If we haven't met before, my name is Douglas Ford. I'm coming to you out of my home here out of Houston, Texas, and just super fired up and excited to be able to bring some information that we're bringing awareness to, literally screaming from the rooftops 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, about an incredible platform that allows anyone and everyone that desires or that's in need of perpetual residual cash flow, but this thing being done without anybody needing any permission. Now, I don't consider myself any type of content creator or any type of guru. I put my pants on one leg at a time like everybody else. And what I can say is what we always say around here, folks, our walks of life may be different. Our backgrounds may all be different in whatever the capacity that may be, but our underlying pain is all the same. And everyone's in desire or need of perpetual residual cash flow, okay, or perpetual residual funding, whichever side of the fence that you sit on. And before I get started, what I like to just point out is that we don't have a make money problem in this world. We don't. We all know how to go out there and make money. But what's been very elusive for about 98% of us is having ongoing perpetual residual cash flow at scale. We have residual cash flow that's coming in and month out, even as it scales, that supersedes our monthly bills and expenses and overhead or whatever your monthly obligations may be, whether it be personal, business, or charitable. You're going to hear about some information, folks, where we just don't have individuals that are getting involved. And this thing is just not here in the United States. This is global. But we also have many different organizational entities that are partnering with us, like churches and charities and different communities, schools, fraternities, sororities, lending institutions, okay? Many different entities and organizations and communities all around the world. So what you're going to find here, folks, is where when we say we don't need permission, and we mean that in every sense of that phrase. So this is not somewhere where you're going to be gambling any money. This is not any type of exit scam or rug pull that we're talking about. We're not talking about any type of percent daily or where there's going to be somebody behind the scene that's an AI bot. No, I'm a live person. I'm a real person. And I've been with this particular community now getting close to 2 years since we pre-launched back in January of 2025. And folks, I can just tell you this, they've already done well over close to 2 million transactions and counting without there being any holds or any time frames of waiting for anybody to receive their money. I mean, we're talking about instant payout and also instant success, okay, every single time, all the time. And what you're going to find is that we just don't have success together. Folks, we have success together simultaneously at all times. And so I don't want to get a little bit ahead of myself, but I'm doing this exclusively for a lot of the areas that we're launching overseas and a lot of folks that have come on board, like Mr. Bryce Jackson and Miss Asha Taylor. And, many of you guys have guests that are plugging into this meeting. We have these meetings going on all the time, and so we want to do one strategically where I wanted to personally, speak to them and those that they are incorporating into this presentation. So listen, guys, I don't want to belabor the moment. Yes, I do say this. Please get yourself in a quiet location. I mean, this will be on YouTube, so you'll be able to replay it, okay? But definitely write any questions that you have down because we definitely want to entertain any questions that you have. Because we don't run from any questions whatsoever. So with that being said, let me go ahead and stop my video here. You guys will still be able to see me or hear me in the background, but I just want to stop my video so my bandwidth won't get bogged down here as I'm going through the information here. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are off. This is our mantra and our motto, folks, and it simply says this, is that you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, you want to build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. That's by R. Buckminster Fuller. Folks, we want to introduce you to the next big thing in business, okay? And folks, if you're tired of chasing money, which I know many of us are, what we want people to understand is that smart people use machines. And you're about to discover why individuals, charities, and organizations worldwide are taking effortless action to leverage our automated funding platform to reach their personal, financial, or campaign goals. Yes, let's be intentional, okay? Because we're all about doing things intentional here okay? Because success here is about connection and not persuasion. And you're going to see what I'm talking about here as we go through the information. But answer one of the following, if not all, folks. How much residual funding, guest, would cover your current monthly credit card, medical, and or student loan debt? What's that number? Because literally having that number at the forefront of your mind is going to really allow you to see how this information could be of value and great impact to you, okay? Secondly, how much monthly cash flow would allow you to cover your current monthly bills, your mortgage, your rent, car note, or utilities? And thirdly, how much monthly funding would help further your church, charity, or organization's mission or cause? Because as I said in the beginning, folks, our walks of life may all be different. But whatever you're personally or charitably or business related needing funding for, folks, that's our underlying pain that connects us all. And we're going to bring forth a solution to where neither you, I, or anyone that's hearing this later on in life never ever need permission for us to have the funding and residual cash flow that we desire or need, okay? So I want to introduce you guys to a platform called Mosca. And Mosca is an acronym for My Own Strategic Capital Alliance, folks. And it is powered by blockchain technology, AI, and also smart contract automation. And with Mosca platform, it's leveraging connection and infrastructure to reshape capital flow and fundraising. So ladies and gentlemen, imagine a world where money behaves like a public utility and you are experiencing a perpetual river of cash being deposited into your own self-custody wallet that's covering your monthly expenses, your operating expenses, elevation in lifestyle, or funding goals. Mosca, ladies and gentlemen, is an infrastructure play. So we're not a pyramid hierarchy where you have to worry about ranks and points and have to meet sales quotas and recruitment quotas. No, folks, it's not that type of ball game. There's no hype affiliate here whatsoever. No speculation, no fantasy that's in play. Folks, as a cooperative revenue sharing owner, so you're coming on board as a revenue sharing owner here, folks, where you have ownership stake. As a cooperative revenue sharing owner of the platform, participants can liberate now the flow of needed or desired funding or cash flow worldwide by simply being a channel through which money can naturally flow and also scale. There's three major components that's underneath the hood that makes all of this go. And no, you don't have to be in well knowledge of any of these in order to benefit. But we just want to let you know what's happening, the technology that's running in the background. Number one, we have a smart contract. The smart contract, folks, it self-executes pre-written rules without any human handling. It self-executes itself without any errors and no human handling. And it's instant direct payout of all funds. Then secondly, we have artificial intelligence. It handles the logic, the accuracy, where there's no human bottlenecks. And then lastly, we have the blockchain. Folks, this eliminates uncertainty. It guarantees fairness and trust of the delivery of funds with verifiable transparency. What I want to do real quickly, I want us to give us a 30,000 foot view. I'm going to play a real short video here that's just going to give us a bird's eye view of Mosca, and then we're going to continue on with the presentation.
A breakthrough in financial technology is offering a unique chance to earn predictable residual income. Early adopters are already benefiting from a next-gen digital wallet that combines seamless global money transfers with a powerful reward system. So here's how you can benefit. Global transfers in seconds. Send or receive money anywhere in the world instantly. Faster and more reliable than PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. Earn from transactions so you can receive a portion of transaction fees every time the wallet is used. Unlimited referral earnings. Share the platform and earn continuously from the activity of those you refer. Residual income at scale. As the platform grows, well, so does your earning potential, creating a long-term scalable opportunity. And this isn't hype. What this is an opportunity to position yourself early, much like the pioneers of Uber, Amazon, and Google. You'll be glad you did.
Absolutely, guys. You'd be definitely glad you did. Ladies and gentlemen, one thing we want us to understand is that, ladies and gentlemen, we're no longer in the industrial age where things were a means of creating things. That was in the industrial age. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now in the digital era. We're in the platform economy. And in the digital era, in the platform era, folks, its connection is success, okay? Let me give you an example, and I may be dating myself here, okay? One while there was this machine that everybody had to use, and we installed paper inside of it, right? In order to get a message across, they called it a fax machine. See, that was back in the industrial age. But folks, think about it now. We're no longer having to use a fax machine. But what I want to share about a fax machine, if you were the only one that had a fax machine, right? There was no value with that fax machine. Like, who would you fax if you're the only one that had one? No. The value of faxing, it didn't increase until maybe I had a fax machine, you had one, and tens of others, then went to thousands of others to have a fax machine, okay? So as participation of having a fax machine grew, folks, right, it also increased the value. They call that a network effect. But let's fast forward now. We're in 2026. Who uses faxes anymore? Folks, we do everything right from our phones or our computers or laptops. See, we use it so much, we don't realize how powerful it is. And we have more people making money with our phones than we are. But folks, we're going to change that on tonight, okay? But understand, everything is about connection now. You don't have to fax anymore. You can simply just scan something and send it straight through an app, okay, that you downloaded through a website. See, everything is about connection, and what platforms are native to is connection. And as participation scales, folks, so does the value of the ecosystem. But there's also something else that's scaling that many times we're not included on. And what that is, folks, that's the revenue. But let me just go into a little deeper, okay, and just share with us some of the operations that we're very, very familiar with, okay, in this platform age, folks. Please understand that the smartest and richest companies in the world today, ladies and gentlemen, they are in the connection game, not persuasion, okay? See, a platform is just a means, it's a bridge. It's the middleman between someone that's going to be supplying something to those that need or desire what it is that's being supplied. So let's look at some of the notable companies that we're all familiar with. Let's look at Uber. They're known as the ride middleman, right? See, they're the middleman. Look, what they don't do, folks, they don't own cars. They don't employ drivers. They don't build vehicles. Look at what they do. They connect. Okay? See, connection is success. They connect drivers with riders, folks, and they take 20 to 25% commissions per ride. And folks, they generate $47 billion, and they don't own any cars. They don't employ any drivers. They don't build any vehicles. Why? Because success is a means of connection. Let's look at Airbnb. Folks, what they don't do, they don't own any properties. They don't clean rooms. They don't manage rentals. They just connect homeowners with travelers, and they do $11 billion on an annual basis. Well, ladies and gentlemen, who's producing the value? Folks, we are. We're bringing our economic value, okay, right from our phones, right from our laptops, and we're the one that's being the producers, okay? And we're also scaling these ecosystems with our participation all around the world, but are we receiving the benefit? No. Let's look at one more, GoFundMe, okay? It's a funding platform, much like Mosca is. It's just we're better, okay? But with GoFundMe, they don't create campaigns. They don't meet donors in person. They don't guarantee donations. They connect donors with fundraisers, and folks, they charge platform and payment fees, and they do over $200 million a year, ladies and gentlemen. And success, there again, is just a means of connection. We want to drive that home. Because folks, we're not talking about selling anything here. Success here is about connection. I want to play a short video that's going to crystallize, okay, that understanding that the richest and smartest companies in the world, folks, are in the connection game. We're going to play this video here, folks, and then we're going to get to you the breakdown of how Mosca benefits you and I and everyone and all of us that participate.
The smartest businesses don't sell products, they sell access. Amazon sells millions of products, but owns none of them. Uber runs millions of rides, but owns no cars. Spotify streams endless music, but owns no labels. Airbnb offers millions of stays, but owns no houses. DoorDash delivers food, but owns no kitchens. They're not in the ownership game. They're in the connection game, building bridges between people who have and people who need.
Fantastic, folks. So again, folks, with Mosca, folks, the members are the revenue benefactors here. And like I said, this is reshaping capital flow and fundraising. And so it says here, look at this, every single time a Mosca account is activated, 10 member owners are going to instantly receive a monthly residual deposit. Folks, that's every single time, okay? So you're going to see that you're not only going to be receiving from accounts that you invite, but also from all of the accounts that you don't invite, they'll be contributing to you as well. 4 member owners are going to instantly receive a $25 Connect bonus. 2 member owners are going to instantly receive a transaction fee commission. And folks, the value of the entire Mosca network instantly increases for all members as cooperative revenue sharing owners. And so, folks, the ecosystem is an asset in and of itself, because as the participation here is growing, so is everyone in perpetual residual cash flow, okay, passively, ladies and gentlemen. And you're going to see why it's going to be passively here and not anyone having to come back and continue exchanging time or exchanging effort and still continuously receiving. Because when we say we're scaling simultaneously, folks, well, that's because it's all to mathematical certainty. So the math applies to everyone, not just those at the top, not just those that'll come in later on in life. This happens. It's coded in the technology to perform this way. The Mosca infrastructure is making participation and connection, not persuasion, folks, the engine of growth. No intermediaries holding our funds whatsoever here, okay? So I want to play a real short video here, folks, of how simple it is for us to withdraw our monies to where there's no holds, okay? And we have access to withdraw our money anytime we want, as often as we want, where there's no intermediaries holding our funds hostage, having to wait or do anything like that. Let me play this video for us here real quick. So guys, look here. So you guys know I'm big on withdrawing and having access to your money, okay? So this is my account, all right? It's my account here. And so look, I'm withdrawing right now $500, okay? $500. And whoever my inviter is and their inviter, they're going to receive micro deposits, okay? A percentage of me withdrawing money. So I'm making a transaction. They have nothing to do with this transaction, but because they invited me, right, they're going to receive a deposit from me making this withdrawal, and their inviter is going to receive. So see, we receive deposits from transactions that also happen in the ecosystem. So I'm going to come down here and continue. I want you to see how fast this is. Okay. Let me do this too. Now I want you to see where my MetaMask is right now. Let me go to MetaMask. See, right now, well, that's on the wrong network there. Let me get on the right network. Okay. As you guys can see right now, it is 9:56 in my MetaMask. I want to see how fast this gets to MetaMask. So I'm going to hit continue on MetaMask. See, it's withdrawing. It's bringing up my MetaMask. Look how fast it is. You receive. I click confirm right here. Your transaction is complete. Folks, it's within seconds. Close extension. All right, see, I got the confirmation there. And Let me go back to MetaMask here, and we should see, look at that. Boom. My money, because it's in my MetaMask. That's my decentralized wallet. Only I have access. So your MetaMask decentralized wallet is connected to Mosca, and when you withdraw your money, folks, you can spend it like you want, okay? And understand, even though it's money I'm able to withdraw, the money I just withdrew, I would say within about a few days or so, or a week, that same money I just withdrew is going to be back in my account because I received residually. I need you to hear what I just said. That same money, if not more, is going to be back into my back office as if the money never left. Let me say that again. I'm about to go ahead and do another withdrawal, but this money, within days to maybe just about a week, this same money is going to be back in my account because of the residual component, because I'm a revenue sharing owner. All right, guys, so look, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do withdrawal number 2. I'm coming right back again. Now, you guys just saw me. I'm still in my account. Here's my name. Okay? You see I'm at 593, right? So watch, I'm going to come down here and move MetaMask out of the way. So you see it says 593. Just want you guys to see that. So I'm coming here. I'm going to withdraw another 500. Okay? I'm going to withdraw another $500, all right? So I'm going to hit continue. And look, it says withdrawing. It connects to my MetaMask that's connected to the system. Look, it says I'm withdrawing $500. Okay, again, I'm going to click confirm. And it goes through this thing. Look how fast that is, guys. Look how fast that is. No waiting, okay? No waiting on a pending. There's a confirmation, right? Come back to my MetaMask here. It should be over $1,000. Absolutely, guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, folks, we have onboarding specialists that connect us to the technology. Folks, we have systematized the whole entire, platform and system, where we want this to be effortless action for everyone. So what we do is that we do a one-time, your inviter is going to do a one-time $20, to the onboarders, and they're going to set you up with a, on their schedule whenever your partner is, available to get connected. And they're going to connect on a Zoom with one of the onboarding specialists here. And they're going to literally walk them through, give them the white glove treatment, if you will. Effortless action, folks. So you don't even have to know how to turn on the computer. And we're going to get you to connect to the technology, Literally a stressless transaction here for you, So now, folks, if there's anything that I'm selling, it is this right here. Because, folks, let me tell you, I've been in the people-to-people space for close to 20 years, close to 2 decades. And one of the things that I know that's a big hurdle and roadblock for 98% of people, and that is that wanting to say when you're sharing with others to have them at least take a look at the information. And so what we want to understand is, folks, like any successful enterprise, you want to systematize the business. Literally making it wash, rinse, and repeat. And like I said, effortless action to success. And so what we put in place, ladies and gentlemen, is that we have our own AI private invitation tool where it's going to be removing the friction and roadblocks for roughly 98% of folks. Now listen, if you are that person where you have influence and you're able to invite, that's a skill that you have developed, by all means, we're not going to take that away from you. Hey, you do what you do. That just be an advantage to you. But this is what I understand. Many people don't know what to say, and many times when they start talking, they're misrepresenting and they're just vomiting on people, really saying too much. Well, folks, we put a sizzle tool that's straight to the point, that's just to collect a person's decision if they want to get more information on the platform. I'm just going to play a segment of this so you can see we offer this free, folks, to our organization. Douglas, why are you offering it free? Ladies and gentlemen, we want everyone to be successful, and we want to remove any pain, or any trepidation or any friction to the predictable success that we have here with this platform. Let me just play a snippet of this. I want you to listen to how he uses Christine Bryce's name, folks, because we're going to have your name there with your custom sizzle tool. Let me play this for us here real quick.
Hello, and welcome to this short presentation and private invitation courtesy of Miss Christine Bryce. We know your time is valuable, and so is ours. It's going to be interactive, so you'll be asked to click your screen from time to time to see only what you're interested in seeing. And no matter where you are in the world, whether in a city, in the office, or your own backyard, we know your time is valuable. So let's get started with just a quick question. What if funding wasn't something you chased, but something you owned? Through structured ownership and automation, you can position yourself for sustainable, perpetual residual capital flow, where individuals, churches, charities, and businesses grow together as funding circulates, not concentrates. Discover in this short introduction a huge breakthrough in residual perpetual capital flow that 98% of people are in the dark about. Click Move Ahead to find out more.
Tuning in for the very first time. And because of that, I want to encourage all the guests to get to a quiet location. And as we like to say, really put your head and your heart on sponge, because what I'm going to be sharing with each and every one of you this evening, I promise you, you've never seen anything quite like this before.
Just so we can avoid any back and forth of missed calls and voicemails, please fill in your name or Telegram profile. Afterwards, select if you want to get more information, either on the business, the perpetual capital flow, or both. Christine will be notified to follow up with you to arrange attending one of our next strategic partnership streaming sessions. This information is by direct invitation only.
Ladies and gentlemen, understand this thing is interactive, so it doesn't move forward that the viewer has to give it a command. So they're in control of what they want to see, and then a notification comes to you letting you know what they want to see.
Thanks for your time. Christine will get back to you as soon as possible. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. We use this AI tool to systematize success for everyone. Success here is with no uncertainty and zero guesswork. We appreciate you watching. Have a great day.
So this is just going over just literally the notification that gets sent to you when your viewer has chosen if they want to get more information on the platform, the money, or both, which in either case, you're going to be arranging them to get in front of a live streaming session, or we even have a press play presentation to everybody's back office that you're never handcuffed to a live meeting. You can always set it up on your Zoom or whatever your video conferencing app is, and just click press play, folks, and let the owner and CEO, the founder's operation, share the information on your behalf, okay? Folks, we are serious about getting people to their funding goal. Think about that, where this is removing all hurdles for about 98% of people, because this is the trepidation, this thing a lot of people have, is not in having success, is where, is there a tool that's duplicating, that's removing all the scarcity, frictions, and hurdles to where we can streamline success for everyone, okay? And when you do that, ladies and gentlemen, there's a term that said, when you cater to the masses, ladies and gentlemen, you'll dine with the classes, okay? So that tool is available to those that participate and partner up with us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into how this thing all unfolds, okay? Now, there's two different ownerships you can get yourself started at. Number one is what we call our citizens owner. It's a one-time out-of-pocket of $225, one time. Then we have the citizens owner, then we have the enterprise owner, which is a one-time out-of-pocket of $525, one time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just to collapse time frames and keep this presentation as short as possible, I'm not going to be breaking down both of the ownerships. I'm just going to be focusing on the enterprise, because most of us get started at enterprise, about 80 to 85% get started that way, because it's the bigger value for your time, energy, and money, okay? And so this is for partners, folks, who have a vision for themselves, individuals, communities, organizations, and as I mentioned, we're global. The service here is predictable, passive, perpetual, residual cash flow, or funding at scale. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are revenue sharing owners of the platform. There's no pyramid hierarchy here. And success and payout is 1,000% on demand, ladies and gentlemen. No wait periods to access any earnings or deposits. Powerful, okay? Love that. Now, in this theoretical, ladies and gentlemen, okay, now we have people coming here, being gangbusters. And just let you know, everything's to mathematical certainty. So if you're one and you wanted to, let's say, introduce this to 100 people and they get connected, well, that's going to yield you $4,000. And no matter when they connect, if they all connected in one day, that'd be $4,000 to you in one day. Okay? With much of that, about $1,600 of that is going to be residual income. The other portion will be in connection bonuses here. Okay? But that's not bad. One day start, $1,600 coming to you residually, plus, $1,500 or so in bonuses. Okay? Now, but I'm going to be sharing this theoretical, okay, with the quote that J. Paul Getty said. He was one of the richest men in the world. And J. Paul Getty said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. Basically, he was basically talking about leverage. So I'm going to be sharing this from a leverage, because remember, every connection, folks, is not just going to contribute to the inviter, but it's going to contribute also to 9 others that were in the success line as well. So I'm going to use a theoretical if everyone just invited 5. Now, let me tell you what I love about that, folks, because a lot of people are like sick and tired and burnt out of always having to be the one that's doing all the work in order for them to receive and be contributed to. Not here, ladies and gentlemen. As you're going to see, folks, we're all scaling simultaneously. So let me give you a theoretical here. And let's just say everybody's inviting 5. Now, the minimum is 3. So I say 3 to 5, but we don't want our minimums to be the maximums. But we're just going to say if everyone just invited 5, okay? So as you're 5 connected, that's going to bring you to $200. Folks, that's residual income. But not only that, you're going to receive $25 in connection bonuses. If you multiply each of those connections, that's 25 times 5. So that's an extra 125 on top of the 200, which is bringing you a total of $325. Now, folks, please understand, money was coming to you as each and one of those connections was connecting. Because remember, it's instant payout. And when you understand the dynamic of that you're not having to wait to receive funds and you can withdraw any of your money at any time, folks, that's like pouring gasoline on the fire when people are seeing money come into their custody and they're able to withdraw it right then and there. But listen to this. Remember I said we don't have a make money problem. What's been very elusive is a distribution problem. But understand, as money was coming to you from those connections, ladies and gentlemen, money was also coming to everybody else at the exact same time. So not only did you scale from those connections, but it also increased the math for everybody else. See, this is your inviter. This is your inviter's inviter. Now, I just went up to your inviter's inviter, but folks, their inviter scaled too from those connections that you invited. Whoever their inviter is, they scaled too from those connections that you invited. Are you guys seeing how powerful that is? See, it's permissionless, folks, but it's in circulation. See, this is when money is behaving like a public utility. Now, this is just not money that's coming one time, these big numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, this money is coming on a residual basis. Douglas, how is the money residual? Great question. See, folks, everybody's also doing a subscription that's running every 28 days, but it's going to be running in the background. But folks, within your 525 is 3 months of the subscription. The subscription is 127. And the citizens is just 28 and 3 months of it. See, folks, we didn't want anybody to have to come out of any more money out of their pocket to do anything else. Okay? So understand that is a residual 1,063 that your inviter has scaled to, independent of their involvement, plus them receiving $3,125 in total in connection bonuses in this theoretical example. Now, obviously, if there's more that comes in, again, it's to mathematical certainty. We're just basing everything with everybody inviting 5, right? It would scale your inviter to 344, coming residually, plus with them receiving a total of $625 in connection bonuses from connections that they did not invite. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it looks like when people, and not corporations or the pyramid hierarchy, when people are the revenue benefactors here. Every connection and monthly subscription contributes to 10 previous, along with other transactions that that pay everyone, folks. See, I'm not even including, ladies and gentlemen, that we also receive from withdrawals that take place within the ecosystem. See, anytime your partners that you invite and the partners that they invite, folks, anytime they withdraw money, and people withdraw money all the time, folks, you're receiving micro deposits for those transactions. Anytime money is moving through the ecosystem from transfers, sending and receiving, that your partners that you've invited and their partners as well, folks, you're also receiving micro deposits from those transactions as well. See, folks, this is, okay, an ecosystem that's benefiting us, the members. Now watch this. Pay attention to how many times I come back to you, to your inviter, okay, to your inviter's inviter, or even your partners to do any more work, come out of any more money out of our pockets, or inviting any more others in this theoretical example, okay? Now, these are your partners. I differentiated everybody's money. Your money's in white. So this is everybody's money right here that's looking at this. It's in white. Everybody's partners, their money is in blue, okay? So we can differentiate. And of course, this is your inviter, and this is your inviter's inviter. Now, this is when your partners, let's say in their first week, they do the exact same thing. This is their first week. Well, they receive the exact same way just like you did. But look what also happens to everybody else that was in line previously, but it was passive. Folks, are you seeing everybody grow or just the person at the top? So that brought you another $769, while it brought your partners $325 to their wallet. And folks, any of these monies, even the monies in between these amounts, are coming to us. We're able to withdraw our monies, have access to them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let's go to week 3. Look at everybody's money, folks, scale, okay? That brought you another $3,844, okay? And you haven't done anything since your first week. Let's go to week 4. You've been in 4 months in this theoretical example, okay? Folks, that brought you another $19,219. Now, folks, let's go back. When we had you to read those questions, because that's what it's all about here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't look at this as just money on a screen, because it's not. Folks, this is really happening in people's lives right here. This is real money coming to us. And if it were not, do you think you'd have been invited to be put in front of this information? No. But keep in mind, we're talking about, are people having to go out there and be good gurus or salespeople, or using sales pitches or sales scripts? No. Everybody just taking their sizzle and they're putting it in front of their partners, okay? And because you're able to use that sizzle anytime you want to, whomever you want, folks, there's no scarcity here. See, when you give people a tool that they can use, that it removes the roadblock for them, folks, man, they're out there telling the whole world and sharing it, okay, every single day. Okay? But again, we're just basing this on everybody just inviting 5, okay? I give you all sorts of theoreticals, but I just want to keep it simple, because we want you to see the predictability that's happening with everybody. Because you're not only just seeing yourself win, you're also seeing your partners. And I haven't come back to any of them to do any more work. I haven't come back to any of them to come out any more money out of their pocket. And as a matter of fact, this is the first time your subscription runs of $127. Is your money over $127? Matter of fact, everybody money is, folks. Please keep in mind, this is a residual $33,525 coming to your inviter. While they were having success, you were too, folks. While you were having success, so were your partners, folks. While your partners were having success, so were their partners, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And so let's go to week 5 here and just give you a 5-week theoretical. But folks, everybody's money goes beyond $33,000. But what I wanted to highlight and share was 100% mutual benefit here. See, when it's 100% mutual benefit, there's no losers. We all have the same thing to gain. See, this is not a zero-sum game like you see maybe in like a cryptocurrency deal, or that you may see in a percent daily, or in MLM where everybody talks about, hey, timing and positioning, giving you the FOMO. Why? Because see, the zero-sum game, folks, simply means this. In order for people to win, there has to be what? There has to be losers. See, folks, there's no saturation in the digital space. See, just like with digital wallets you have now, you have multiple accounts with many other different companies. Why? There's no saturation in the digital wallet space. So, folks, all this system does, even if you were to fill up your system, folks, it will just open you up another account and continue on the perpetual residual cash flow, okay? And it'll be all working in the background. We're just focusing on what is your number, ladies and gentlemen. Is it $4,657? Folks, we can show you within 4 weeks or less to get that done, okay? If you're a charity, is your number 30,000 or 40,000? Well, we can have you around that number in 5 weeks or less. But think about it, as you would be succeeding, look at this as a coalition of churches, or if it was a coalition of nonprofits, or if it was a coalition of charities. Why am I saying these different things? Because these are the communities that we're connected to. And look at this. These people here, they got involved for their own reasons, right? May not have been yours. Don't matter. These guys got involved for their own reasons. Your inviter may not be for the reason that you're getting involved. You getting involved for your own reasons. Your partners, they're getting involved for their own reasons. The point I'm getting at, folks, see, this is what a cooperative nature is that we're all getting involved for our own reasons, but as we're bringing value, okay, it is collectively having us all benefit at scale, ladies and gentlemen. And this is not having us chase money, because these monies here that you're seeing, even as they scale, they're coming month after month, all year, every year. Okay? And so we're pioneering a global cooperative movement, ladies and gentlemen. We're not leaving anyone's success left to chance. We're also leveraging social media to bring awareness. Okay, so if it may be a little challenge for you to get people in front of a Zoom or some type of live meeting that we're having, well, folks, we have our social media communities. We're also on Telegram. We're on Facebook, obviously, and we're on WhatsApp as well. So you can definitely have people plug in. Folks, we don't solicit a million different operations. No, we're not one of those, MSI type communities, okay? We only focus on this platform. Because, folks, at the end of the day, cash flow is king. It's not about making money. It's about what residual cash flow you have coming in that can offset our residual bills, at least starting at that point, and then ultimately elevating our lifestyle if that's something that you are desiring, okay? Folks, if you want to get a breakdown of the citizens, I did the breakdown of the enterprise. And if you also want to get a breakdown of of everyone doing the minimum, because the minimum is to invite is 3. But, and so we have a breakdown at our resource hub. If you go to mosca.life, you can get a breakdown there of a 20-minute video that gives you the breakdown of the citizens. of course, tonight I went over the enterprise, okay? And so last but not least, folks, after connecting, request your custom sizzle, okay? Remove the guesswork. See, when you have this thing going throughout all your organization, folks, just think about how powerful it is that you're removing the friction, removing the hurdles from everyone in your organizations, folks, and we're just raking in the cash flow together, ladies and gentlemen. So after connecting, get with your inviter and request your custom sizzle, and we get that sizzle out to you ASAP, okay? And so, folks, in closing, I want to play a short testimonial here, but definitely get back in contact with the person that invited you. Get back in contact with Asha, get back in contact with Bryce, or whoever invited you, folks, and get yourself connected and decide if you want to do citizens or enterprise, and most definitely get your Sizzle custom tool, okay? So, you can remove any friction or hurdles in terms of putting this information in front of those that you want to put the information in front of. But once again, my name is Douglas Ford. I come to you out of my home out of Houston, Texas. I'd like to conclude every time we come together, we just don't want to see you at the top. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to see each and every one of you over the top. And so let me play this quick testimony here for us real quick, and then that'll be the last act of tonight. Hold on. Hey, it's all good. So before you guys go, Jeremy, let me ask you a question. So when Rick's account went active, how long did it take the money to get to your account?
Seconds. Like as soon as I hit active and went back to my account and looked at it, it was there.
When your mom activated her account, how long did it take the money to get to your account?
Seconds. Same thing.
When your mom's three activated their account, how quickly did you and your mom receive more cash flow?
Instantly. Right. Yeah.
All right, guys, so that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Get back in contact with your inviter. My name is Douglas Ford, coming out of Houston, Texas, and we look forward to working with you and taking this thing to the moon together. Take care. Be blessed.